Okay, this is Gooch versus Fuzz from Revival of PM2. I am Fuzz, so I'll be able to give you kind of like not play by play, but kind of like what I was expecting or what I was thinking, why I did things from this end of the set. Also, Matt. So the first thing you do here, I really like it, is we both run off, and you get this space with Nair, which is really good because Zero Suit's gonna get off the platform first because she's faster. And Mewtwo doesn't have an aerial that covers like a large space at the same angle that your Nair does. So if you Nair and I don't know, even forward air, you're probably going to win that exchange. Then I'm like right above the ground in an awkward position. And then you can get some stuff off that. I kind of just opt to teleport and go for neutral stuff first, though. I like the really hit and run style you have when I'm at low percent here. I want to point that out also, that forward air. This is a bad forward air for me. This is I really hope this hits because like I'm gonna get a big combo, a big easy combo if it does. I can do hover cancel, but then it's harder. And this was, whether you want to call it a tech flub or a bad decision, the fact that you stayed in shield, realized, oh, that was rising forward air, and then just up aired me out of it. That got you completely free 10%. And now you're in this position where I'm kind of on the platform where I don't really want to be because I can't hit below me. So I have to do something to get out. I spot dodge, I shield, and then shield drop, and now we're back. Okay, so this string is I really like it. This. So falling up air, nair falling up air, and I see that you were going for down air. There's the little sheen. Let me see if I can find it again. That little sheen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's down air, not down B, because I think you down B here in a second. But I don't know Zero Suit quite well enough to know if down air, down B kick would kill. If it would, then I guess that's fine risk reward because you're at like 20. I'm in a weird. I can't land to follow up with anything. But I think I would have kind of liked to see you have just gone for like up air, up B. If I go to ledge, meh. But you can just wait and then punish me if I teleport on stage over here. Like let's say you drag me down here. If I'm greedy and punish over here, you get like the same position as last time where you get like a landing aerial into something else. If I go to ledge, meh. Either way, forward air. So here, what I was thinking in that sequence was just I wanted to get on either side of you and just make you feel like you couldn't roll. Yeah, that's being greedy. So I kind of like your options. You didn't roll, which is good. You spot dodged, crouch canceled, and then tried to aerial out a shield, which is really good because you were still at how much percent were you at the? You were at 40%. Fair is going to break crouch cancel, but about nothing else really will. Worst case scenario, you get knocked down. You're not going to get knocked up unless you get hit by fair. I don't like the timing of the spot dodge though. I like the idea, but this is. I feel like you almost buffered this. At this point, I haven't done hover cancel fair on your shield, so you shouldn't really. It sounds really dumb. The only other fair I've done on your shield at this point in the game was rising, and you punished me for it. Here, you spot dodge after the fair hits. Maybe it's because it was a short hop this time, but a punish would be hard, but you give up frames here, which is unfortunate. I'm assuming you're holding down, so we're actionable roughly the same time. I'm not sure what this jab was, but you only really get nicked for it. That's like 4%. Oh, you weren't crouch canceling. Okay. Well, ideally, you would be crouch canceling there. There's no reason not to. Like, I'm behind you. If I'm grabbing you anyway, whether you're holding down or not. So then after this, like right as you land, you're gonna shield because that's what people do. I thought after that spot dodge on the fair shield, I thought that you were going to take another defensive action. So see, when you spot dodge as soon as this fair hits you, I thought that you were gonna like be afraid of this and roll. That's why I teleported here. You had faith, so you stayed in shield, so you're safe. Disable comes out, and we kind of just we're done. You miss your back air, and then we go back into a more, I won't say neutral situation, but we finish that exchange. A second ago, let me choose the mouse. So here, I disabled there, and then I dash dance grabbed. It wasn't a good dash dance grab for sure, but I like that you wave dash back and wait for me to do something after that disable just barely misses. You kind of you don't see that it wasn't dash attack, or you go into shield, so you don't get a true punish, but I still think that's really good. That landing up air is really nice. That nair just kind of barely missed, which is unfortunate. You got some pretty good corner pressure here. Like, where is it? So you get me on the ledge. Down smash my shield, which is perfectly fine for you. Yeah, I crouch cancel the forward air, which is something that that I think is really good in the matchup. Just zero suit anybody else. As a general note, when you're wave, that's out of a wave dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was ASDI down because zero suit's forward air is really weak, the first one. But that puts us in this really odd situation where you're above me forward airing. And then I kind of just am dumb. I roll back into the corner, like super corner, not even like stage control. You roll to reset, and we just kind of reset. That looked like a missed pivot, that dash attack. That's unfortunate. Here, this is... See, against any other character, this up B to Blaster would be fine. But Mewtwo, you gotta respect some of the character-specific options sometimes. Because a lot of the time... Like, how do I say it? Especially in PM, where there are so many characters, going for the character-specific option the first time and then seeing if they punish it is a pretty solid strategy. Like, let's say Lucario, going for up B or a cancel double jump and seeing if they punish it. You know, if they do, then that means they know, and they probably know about most Lucario stuff. If they don't, that means you got a free one. But yeah, but dying at 80 for that's just unfortunate. So here is that's something I like to do. Just throw the Shadow Ball for percent on a fresh stock, because that gets you at a fair crouch cancel percent. Even on, like I'm not even kidding. On Bowser can't true crouch cancel fair past like 30. I think it's extreme. It's crazy. So that's why I do that a lot. And then you just kind of SD. It's really unfortunate too because you had the resources. You had the down B or the rising up B. Between those two, you definitely could have made it back, but it's just panic. Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to talk about this too. On the topic of character-specific options, I know Zero Suit, and I know as soon as you do this RAR, as soon as you do this jump, I know you're going to back air me. Because a lot of the times, the up air spike isn't strong enough to like kill floaties when they're this high up. And what I do is I teleport. Honestly, I teleport a little early. I almost get hit by the bear. But I know that you're going to hit like... Oh, let me back it up a little bit. We have a zoomed out camera. I know that you're going to hit like here. So I try to teleport here. I almost am too early and get hit anyway, but I get kind of lucky. So yeah, you hit over here. I teleported a little under that. That's a character-specific thing Zero Suit has. Where it's like I just said, go for it the first time. See that whether I just got lucky or and like teleported for no reason to come down with an aerial to mess you up, or whether I knew like where the bear was gonna hit. Like, keep in mind that I avoided the character-specific option and try to cover the more general one next time. Okay, so here, this is just kind of some Mewtwo strings. You're not crouch canceling the forward air, which is really, really important. You are definitely... He gets him in the back of the neck, dude. Mewtwo actually literally is about to kill Zero Suit. But, So here, you're not crouch canceling, and I'm not gonna call this neutral, but like, if anything, that makes it more important. You got hit by that up air, and you kind of like landed, and now, if anything, you should be crouch canceling at this point. Like, it's so good. You don't give up anything, unless you were going for up tilt here and it didn't come out yet. But when ideally you recognize, so up air, you recognize I can still act after this. Like by the time I'm here, you're about actionable, and I'm about actionable, and I'm in a position where your back air is not going to kill me, so I'm going to push my luck. So then that forward air hits. The second one, you missed the tech there, which is unfortunate. And then the double up air. I hear something come out, so you were trying to either SDI or combo break, but it's not enough. Here, this spot dodge is kind of strange to me. But I know Mewtwo a lot better because I play the character, obviously. So maybe it's almost as like a I don't know what he's gonna do next thing. I don't really care to grab you at 50%. Like, so let's say you pretend you're about to be on the ground. I'm not really gonna try to grab you. Maybe side B, but like not normal grab because I don't get anything out of it. I get like stage or maybe a tech chase if you can't make it to the ledge over here if I down throw. So I'm not gonna go for a grab. So shield, or I'm probably not gonna go for a grab because of your percent. So shield is kind of safer than usual here, if that makes sense. But you buffer spot dodge. My up air might have missed anyway, I'm not sure. But you buffer spot dodge. And then you're not crouch canceling again, so you get hit in the air where you can't shield. Wait, were you crouch canceling? You didn't go anywhere. Okay, get out of. What? I guess you were crouch canceling. My bad. I'm sorry, Matt. Anyways, you go into shield. I do another. Man, I was really bad at hover cancels that day. I do another like short hop cross up. You get me for this one though. This is good. You drop shield F tilt, and on a move that has as much like that's as negative as like short hop fair, like rising fair. This is definitely a consistent punish. Like if you look at the frames, drop shield. I am turning around, I think, but it's like this would have to be like frame 1 or 2 of the turnaround animation. Your super advantage is my point. You took advantage of it this time. That's good. Okay, so here, there's a thing that, at least in my experience, like players will just do sometimes. F tilt, it missed and you spot dodged it. And because I see you spot dodge, I go, oh, it's kind of still my turn. Let me throw out another button. I don't know how I turned that around, honestly. I'm kind of impressed. But then I see you did a move, like, oh, it's still my turn. Up tilt. That one barely missed, but as you jump, that's just unfortunate. My point was, like, when players have you in the corner, sometimes there's, like, a mode that players enter where it's just like, oh, hit buttons until they run into it. And it's something that, this goes across a lot of games. Like, for Street Fighter, sometimes you kind of just like throw out the same move a few times and they kind of overthink it when they're in the corner and they can't back up. They feel desperate, like they have to move forward. Like for example, I think you did fair here. Yeah, you did fair. I wasn't crouching in it. I was. Wait, was that actually Ultra Instinct? There's a possibility that was actually just an Ultra Instinct dodge on complete accident. I don't know if that's an active frame, but it would have totally hit. But here you do it really early, so there's a chance it misses entirely. Whether it did or not, I'm not sure. 2, you've already seen me crouch cancel forward air at and just shield the next hit at like I think 90 earlier in this game. So you have to kind of like realize a first hit forward air is not a consistent, like it's not a good move if you're landing the first hit now. And if you're landing the second hit, it's still kind of like a bad move. I don't know how to explain it. There are other things you could have done that would have been a little harder, but it would have covered this area much better. Short hop fast fall nair, short hop fast fall up air. But it feels almost like, you know, like when a Marth nairs from ledge or a Falcon nairs from ledge, and like you can just kind of tell like they just did it because they kind of want to get back on stage. This feels like you kind of just want to get out of the corner, so you just do the move that's in my general direction. That is hilarious. So anyway, sorry for like taking so long in these things, but I'm trying to fully explain my thought process, and I'm kind of bad at it, so it takes a long time. There's just some follow-ups. See, another instance of the character-specific stuff here. So let's say, where do I hit this? I know that's not going to hit you, but I'm kind of just gambling my half-charge ball that you don't know that. Because if we draw the line like wee, unless you like drift off stage, it's not going to hit you, and even then, maybe not. So what I do is I throw the ball to force you to stay in the air, and then teleport to where I think you're going to go. Here, you down B towards center stage, and I don't get the punish, but it's another it's a character-specific option. There, Mewtwo's ledge dash isn't crazy good. It's very easy and it's very consistent, but that up tilt was not invincible. So if we go back, okay. So ledge dash gives him. Let's say it's a good day. Let's say it gives him 6 frames of invincibility. Up tilt starts, I believe, on frame 8. So let's see how this missed. I'm mad. This is bullshit. I apologize profusely. Why are the first few frames of up tilt so extreme? This isn't frame 1, because YouTube, whether it was the recording or whether it's YouTube, it's kind of skipping some frames. So this is not frame 1. Otherwise, that means this hits on frame 3, and that's very wrong. But that bear might have hit me if it wasn't for Mewtwo doing the limbo. Yeah, this is a good example of like one of the options that I use to kind of like just get me back on stage and get a hitbox out, like I was talking about earlier. Just kind of like desperate like ledge dash up tilt. In this case, Mewtwo is dumb, so it works. I don't know if down B was the right call there, because down B doesn't make you rise as fast as just double jumping. So let's see. There you down B. Let's say it contacts 5 frames later. Combo's hitting for the recording. You might have been able to jump out of that. When you're on stage, I don't think, at least as Zero Suit, I don't think you should really worry about not having a jump, because you can edge cancel the dive kick. The dive kick in general is really good. Like, you have other options for getting down. Like, just one last thing about that. It felt like you were more concerned about like if you got hit, but you either didn't know or kind of like misstepped and didn't realize. If you got hit, the stock was gone anyway. Like the risk for down B was losing the stock, whereas the risk for double jump was losing the stock, but the reward was it was slightly more likely to get the reward for the double jump. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm harping on stuff again. It's just I can't like use my hands to write or show you. I couldn't figure out a pen program that actually let me talk and write, so I just did it with mouse. So that's a trap that it's a trap for both players. But at least half the cast, if they just stay prone, it misses depending on the arc. Here you have, see there, that would definitely hit, but at that spacing, it just goes up. It might have hit if you stayed prone, actually. Either way, you roll forward, and I just kind of flub the punish. You get kill confirm. I like that you just forward smash. Don't try to back air, because then you can get sour spot. You can miss. Like, there's just too much stuff that can go wrong. Okay, and then that's just an SD. That's like at most it was like pressure from putting out moves like right here. But there's not even like hit lag, so honestly the best thing you can do if you're trying to ledge dash when they're putting out hitboxes, pretend that they're just standing there. Like, it's scarier when there's like a nair there, but it doesn't change anything if you're invincible. If anything, it makes it better if you can get the invincible up tilt or anything like that. I think Wario was a really good choice here. The platforms are a good combo like opportunity for you. I like your punish on the you you soft red tech in place or miss tech. You don't like overextend trying to catch a big Mewtwo roll because if you get your punish, then you get like you're getting it. You don't have to guess. See now here, this makes sense as to why you got hit with this. Like the other like four forward airs I've done in that I did in game one, they were all rising, but hover cancel forward air. This was probably even or +1. It's hard to tell because we don't have 60 frames. But if done perfectly, I think it's +3. So done pretty close to the ground. Did that didn't shield poke. You did something else in between. Like, it comes in slightly on the Z-axis, but that didn't shield poke. There's no way. Bubble isn't Z-axis. It is Z-axis, though. Now I don't know. I highly doubt. I really hope this didn't shield poke. I don't see a world where this shield poked. I really talk about stuff way too much. I'm sorry. Anyway, down tilt's unfortunate. And here I kind of just... You hit me for being dumb. I was trying to like, hit you out of a tether. You wait out the get up attack, which is really good. See, and here's a great example of what I was talking about earlier. So, like, USD, the last stock of the previous game, when I was throwing out hitboxes, I know Mewtwo's ledge dash is so easy that I have faith in myself to just ledge dash through stuff like this. And I hit a button. Oh, I should really. Oh well, I can't do it now. But I hit a button because I saw you doing a move, and then down smash has very little end lag, so it turned out okay for you. But like that's what I'm talking about. The kind of like either your character's ledge dash is so easy, or you have so much blind confidence that just like okay, I'm just gonna ledge dash through that active hitbox. I like the okay. Hold on, just a second here. Get out of here. Okay, there we go. Boop. But okay. So where was I? Okay. So the ledge dash. I like the roll, and it's really I don't understand. Like, it physically looks like you're crouch canceling, like crouching. Oh, that's probably jump squat. That makes more sense. Yeah, if that's jump squat, that makes more sense. I would just advise know when it's not your turn. Like after that roll, I don't do anything. After that up tilt, I just watch the roll, and then I move. I didn't punish the roll by any means, but like at this point, I'm coming in with a dash attack. You gotta shield that. Or crouch cancel it. Either one. You gotta respect. I have the hitbox out, and you're not allowed to to just like not shield or take some action against it. Okay. I kind of would like to see a shield drop after that bear. It didn't actually contact us. That kind of messes up timing anyway. When you try to shield drop and they just miss your shield and you kind of just spot dodge. Yeah, I think the roll was fine. Up tilt. Up tilt's gonna like. That's the only scary part about low up tilt at this percent. Weak up tilt is gonna do exactly this. What I should have done was teleported and threatened a forward air or an up throw. But that's the only risk to like getting hit by weak up tilt on this stage. Aside from general like, damage positioning. See there, you covered the teleport downer, which is really, really good. Because now I'm thinking, okay, I'm just gonna go to ledge. It's a worse position for me than, than if I had hit you, obviously. But it's much lower risk, so I'm opting to go for that. See, like there, weak up tilt at 100. You're fine. You're going to ledge. You're fine. I thought I had gotten to ledge there. I think that's what that grab was. Okay, Matt. Matt, what did you think was gonna happen? I'm sorry, Matt, but like, let's see how long this took to react to. Okay. Okay, let's start counting here. 6:57, 78. You have a clean half second here. Like a little. I'm being lenient with the which like I'm being lenient on counting the reaction time and like how long it is. That's either character knowledge or like just super nerves. Both of those can kind of like be fixed though. Don't DI Mewtwo forward throw away at 100 on Wario. I don't. I like that fair. Just to make sure. I don't like this one. That one I just got back from. One, you missed the L cancel, so it's a bad look for the kid. But when you have this much forward momentum, if I had run up a little further, I could have gotten a shield grab like directly. It feels like it's almost like. Sorry, I keep pausing and unpausing all the time. But that forward air is kind of just like assuming or hoping it'll hit, which is dangerous. There, I was trying to cover your down B. You didn't down B, so I had to wait to Shadow Ball. Nice punish on the roll. You reach a little. I think you actually. It looked like you actually read that, which is really good. Just kind of I guess I teleported a little earlier, or I got lucky about the timing. I do the same thing again. I teleport Shadow Ball to try to get percent on a fresh stock. Now this was some bull. I'm not gonna lie. You had the right idea. You just were a little early. Like just for reference. You drop, and then like the next frame I'm there. Either you thought I was going to teleport horizontally, that's why you threw out the up air, or you were just a little late on your like attempt to cover both options. Down tilt up air is a really good confirm there. Okay, yeah, that double roll got me. I like the short hops in place to punish the teleport. See, and here, this is something I see you do. That's a really good thing to do is wait out the spot dodge. Because I love the spot dodge especially. So like, I'm really guilty of this. Damn, you don't even see the bubble come up. That's how good I am at spot dodging. Hot damn. But you completely wait out that spot dodge. The problem is, you wait until like, I'm like 3 frames out from moving before you react. Also, that was super close also. Try to just be a little, if you're, like that's the kind of thing where you don't know it looks like you don't know what I'm going to do at all. So you're reacting to something happening, and then what the something is. Like let's say, what's a good example? Puff up throw. Puff. No, that's a terrible example. When you're looking for one specific thing, you can react to it much faster. On the flip side, if you're looking for literally anything Mewtwo can do from this position, it'll take you a long time to like double check through your brain, like, okay, did he do A? No. B? No. C? No. Or, what is that? That is A, B, C, D, H. That's H. Okay, do X. It has a lot of I've heard it called human RAM, which I think is accurate as far as I understand it. Your brain can process so much at once. If you're looking for 10 things, you'll be slow. If you're looking for one thing, you'll be really fast. So yeah, and even with that barely missed. So you definitely have the right idea. Just try to be a little more aware of like likely options, because Mewtwo actually, I don't really want to hover here. I'm at 50, so I'm at 50. I'm at 50, so I'm not at like risk of outright dying off of a hit, but like I'm assuming you stay there. It'll take me a little while to get close enough for a forward air or an up air or a nair. And if you back air in place, which is something that Zero Suits do, like it's not an unreasonable thing for a Zero Suit player to just back air in place when they have their opponent cornered like this, then I could just hover into that and not have a jump and have to deal with getting back to stage and taking back control without being able to aerial after my teleport. So here I'm not gonna like push my luck here. I'm just gonna like let you have your turn and then get out. But here it's unfortunate. I honestly I'm gonna call it a guess because that's what it was. Just So in this position, I'm going, man, if he down Bs and I do back air, he dies. I should try back air. But you're smart. I don't think there's a single thing I could do to you. If you do this, the most I can do is take ledge. Let's see. Assuming I wave dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I could probably get to ledge, but it'd be kind of tight. Anyway, that's enough about that. You kind of, this is something I see players do against Mewtwo's Nair a lot. They see this Nair over them, and they kind of like momentarily freeze up, and they don't do an option, and their ledge hop or ledge dash attempt no longer has invincibility. So then they get clipped. Just playing it back one more time. Cause you definitely hold that ledge for too long to be able to contest that Nair. One more time. See, like you almost like try to wait out the Nair. It's like normal human instinct, but it's not something you can do in this game. Yeah, and that's just the result of trading with that up tilt. And then this up air is gonna send you right at that angle for bear, right into that platform. You don't DI the first one away, so then you die from the second one. That's just, yeah. See, that's an example of two things that I really, really like. I'm going back 5 seconds at a time. So right here, where is it? You get up throw, and then you immediately up B, which just to get me back down to the ground. Because I have to attack to the left. Because or DI to the left. If I DI to the right, I'm on this platform that I literally can't get off of, and you're going to kill me for it. If I DI like middle, I'm still on a platform that you can probably nair me off of. So I'm DIing to the left, and you kind of like, you know that, and you're prepared to like tech chase me there instead of on the platform. You get that falling up air. And here, I'm still in tumble. Like, I'm not in hit stun, but I didn't fix it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That'd be a 10 frame gap, but like, I expected the up air, and I was like DIing accordingly. So that was a good example of like correctly sneaking in the kill move. Okay, you're back on ledge. You also do a good job not always teching away. A lot of the times when I play people, they'll tech away after they get knocked far away, and I'll just teleport fair them. Here's another one of the forward airs you do that I don't like. Because here, let me back up a little bit. So starting from here, I don't think a forward air here is a bad idea. I think holding right is a bad idea. You manage to get both hits to connect on shield, but even for the second hit to connect here, I can shield grab you. And that's a punish. You are end lag, and that's a back throw. I kind of try to that was a really, really aware recovery. I try to like cheese you out, and then you get back. That down air was good. I CC tech it, so you don't really get a ton off of it, but you get enough. And then just, yeah. In that space, I went frame by frame actually and looked at this. I can't go like true frame by frame, but I can go pretty close. This is just unlucky, honestly. This is a weird situation for me to F smash in, especially because it was a walk back a little bit first, and you walk forward a little bit too. There's the look at the foot, and then the next frame, or well, okay, the next frame of the recording. It might be a frame or two more in the actual gameplay, but it was extremely close to hitting, and then just 20%. I almost want to call that one just unlucky, because we both picked kind of weird options, and they were a handful of frames at most away from working out in your favor, and this definitely could have gone either way. But then that F smash, and it just barely kills. So it's unlucky at some point, you know. You can't react to people doing things. Something I'm not gonna ramble, I promise, but just something I think is kind of interesting. I always used to think of fighting games like this as they're not games of hidden information. They're like, fighting games. There's reflexes and reactions and conditioning and blah blah blah. But that's someone pointed out that's not entirely true. You don't know what your opponent did for the first 15 to 20 frames that they did it, at least, depending on game context, blah blah blah. So this interaction was like, for example, this interaction was a game of hidden information. Where let me find it. Let me find a specific frame. Right here, we don't know what the other one's going to do, and we won't be able to react to it in most likely with anything significant in time to actually counter it. Let's say I dash away. You could stay in place. You could dash left. You could dash right. For the first 15 frames, that's not dependent on what I'm doing. That's just dependent on what you decided to do. So here, oh my god. The more I look at it, the more annoyed I get. Look at how he slides in his forward smash from the walk. Anyway, so this was just the result of a game of hidden information. This interaction specifically. We kind of just both decided on what we were going to do, and we did it. Reactions at most would help you DI that. Oops. They're not going to, like, help you punish the startup of that forward smash. It's just kind of, that one, it's just unlucky at some point. You picked rock, I picked a slightly larger rock. But neither of us knew that the other was picking a rock at all. Like, for reference, I thought you were gonna like stay in shield and jump or like spot dodge. I didn't think you were gonna like F tilt there. So it's that kind of stuff you can't really feel too bad about. Like at some point, on some level, it's just like, okay, this is just how it happened. Anyway, I promised I wouldn't ramble. Shit. So the total summary of this, I think, is game one. The most you have to learn is, at least at low percent against Mewtwo, don't, well, I guess against most floaties probably, don't try to push everything super far to get that early 70% kill if you don't need to. That If you would have gotten another 15, 20% on me instead of going for that dive kick and taking the fair, I think it would have been a lot easier to secure the stock, and I wouldn't have lived until, well, what, after the hit 170. Also, just kind of don't, you lost two stocks here to like panic, flubs, nerves, whatever specifically you want to call it. Because Zero Suit's a character that can actually make it back from that. And then just a pure miss ledge dash, nothing really to it. I already talked about the Nair and like how you shouldn't be afraid of it, blah blah blah. This went a lot better. You used the platforms really, really well. You secured kills at reasonable percents every time, I think. I lived at 140. That's probably the highest I lived. What is here? I didn't mention at the time, I really like that this forward smash, because if I decided to hover Nair like a normal height, that would have just clipped me and killed me, no question. Or if I like hover up air, just boom, dead. I do this to try. The reason I put the Nair here was to try to stop a jump. Try to stop you from like jumping at me. But anyway, right after that, it doesn't work. That doesn't matter. You secure the kill. And then what do I live to on this stock? 110. And then this stock 80, but doesn't matter. So I'd say overall, I don't know how much of game one was nerves. I don't know how much of it was like physical tech flubs. I don't know how much of it was like decision making nerves, if that makes sense. Like when you just like make the wrong decision about how high your rising up B is gonna go, stuff like that. So obviously you probably don't either. Just like it's 3 months ago. It's hard to even tell at the time, let alone when you're trying to remember. I'd say work on like almost like the single player part of the game, where you know your character inside and out. I know you try main at some point. It's kind of actually bit of that. Let me speak in an English sentence. That would make this much easier. as a tri main, you should know better than anybody how like. Well, you might not, but as a tri main, it's you should know that it's like how important it is to be able to like just move around with consistency, to know everything about your character. You should know how hard that is as a tri main. And it felt like in game one at least, it just wasn't like in your hands. God, I'm terrible at this stupid language. So like even if my dash, my jump squat's 4 frames, and I can act this frame out of my up air if I L cancel it, and it nair auto cancels on this frame. Even if you know that, you have to get that into your hands. You have to get that into muscle memory, into application. Kind of like, actually, since we're here, a good example of this that you did is right here. You don't have a jump, but you're calm. You wall jump up B. I think you even get hit out of a wall jump first, but you realize you were hit towards the wall. You keep your cool, and you come back for like nothing. Free ledge. So I'd say, and then in general, you do. I know game one was definitely an outlier. Game two, you feel a lot more comfortable moving around from watching it. So I'd say focus on like that stuff. The staying composed, knowing your character to where even if you do get nervous or get kind of like shook, you don't need like conscious brain power. That's it. That's what I was gonna say. The other thing that I noticed in the set, a lot of the times, your best like moments were when it felt like you made an active like decision to do something in neutral. Like I already talked about that forward smash and then down tilt confirm a minute ago. But the more you can do that, the better like anybody's going to play, especially when you were consistently getting really good stuff like that. So if you can get muscle memory to move around, to not have to look at your character like as much as possible, that'll help you get into those positions more often. Where if you think like let's say the levels of disconnect from your brain to your hands, if your brain goes okay dash left, short hop bear and then run up grab, if your hands know how to do that without like just like intrinsically from practice and experience, then your brain, as you're doing this, your brain can start thinking, okay, now what happens if he spot dodges it? What happens if he rolls? If he nairs? Like if he jumps out? You can start like trying to cover one option while you're doing something. It's like that react, and then that, like I was saying earlier again, if you're looking for that option, your reaction time gets crazy good for that option. Downside is, let's say they spot dodge, you're looking for a jump. You see anything, you full hop up air, they can punish you. But like, it's something you can try messing around with. Um, in my experience, it's something you can practice really well, especially against players that you're kind of like doing well against already. Because this is one of those things where it's not just a yes no, it's like a degree. If you make a read and then you try to follow up on that read super super efficiently, the more accurate your read is, the easier that's going to be, and the more chances you're going to have to practice. So if let's say you can even do this against AI, put Fox on FD, he's going to laser you. Make the read that's literally in his code that he's going to run up smash you at a certain distance, and then just practice like capitalizing on what your brain knows with your hands. You can message me further if you want, like if you want to talk about it more. I know I'm not doing a very good job explaining it, but and I've already rambled on enough. We're hitting 45 minutes on this thing, but I think that's one of the next step is for you is going to be getting your own stuff down, like down pat, where you don't have to like think about it. You don't need to know the numbers for this. Like for example, I don't know like 90% of Mewtwo's numbers. I don't know his fall speed, his run speed, his dash speed. Anything I do know, like I know he has 19 frames of dash. That's just from miscellaneous conversations in the Discord with people who are smarter than me, throwing out numbers. But like, I don't know L cancel, lag, timings. I just know my hands know when they can move, and that's all you need. This is not a numbers heavy game where you have to worry about like, oh, well, if I DP, that's minus 10, and then, he gets his 9 frame launcher. Well, actually, if we're going to talk launcher, Say if I hop kick, that's minus 14. He gets his frame 13, down forward 2. He does roughly 40%, gets me on the ground. Or he does 30%, gets me in bad oki. Like you don't need to know like set play and numbers. And that's one of the beautiful parts about this game. Your hands can play the game while your brain thinks. Anyway, I've rambled. God, I've rambled so much. If you want, I'll go over another set for you if you want, just because like this was so bad. I'm sorry, dude. Just looking at the little timer in the corner, I've made mistakes. Anyway, um, yeah, just if you want, hit me up with another set, or just message me further on Facebook so we can like have conversations about this stuff. And thanks for donating, and thanks for sending me the set to review. It was really enlightening. See ya.